Let's begin with news about that broke from the Supreme Court less than half an hour ago. We're hearing that the court has referred the matter of the early release for Rajiv Gandhi's assassins to the Constitution Bench. The Constitution Bench will decide whether the state government has a right to pardon or reduce the sentences in cases involving central investigating agencies. Pankaj Upadhyay joins us live from outside the Supreme Court, where he was tracking the day's developments. Pankaj, help us understand what the judges put forward in that decision there.
Up here, the Apex Court has now set up a constitutional bench. This constitutional bench is going to comprise of 5 members, and it is this bench that is finally going to decide whether the state government, in such serious matters where there is attack against the state, where CBI has been the investigative agency.
Pankaj, I'm afraid I have to interrupt you over there. I'm told by my producer that Majid Menon, the senior lawyer, is with us on the phone line. Mr. Menon, help us understand the reasoning behind this matter being transferred to a Constitution Bench. Mr. Menon, if you can go ahead.
The power to remit sentence or, to grant any relief to a person who has been convicted by the court of law is lying with the state according to the Code of Criminal Procedure. But in a case of this type, where the trial was under TADA, a central act, and CBI probably was the investigating agency. Now, after the Supreme Court has commuted the sentence of death awarded by the trial process to certain accused persons in a serious murder case, then in that event, whether the state can altogether set them at liberty without even a reference to the center is an important question of law. Now, the Supreme Court thought that, well, there is constitutional validity, legality of this action on the part of the state of Tamil Nadu. It needs to be re-examined, reconsidered, and also the question of such grant of remission or favor to the convicts by the state to total exclusion of any reference to the center is another debatable question. So both the principles of natural justice must not be made to suffer, and also the legality of the act on the part of the state needs to be questioned. There is a possibility that there is some kind of political overtone into this kind of state's graciousness to enlarge all of them and set them at liberty forthwith.
Would that be something the Supreme Court overlooks, or would that be something that they take into their into account while making the decision, or at least when examining the actions that were taken by either side?
No, Supreme Court has not overlooked. See, the learned Chief Justice today has rightly felt, in my humble view, that, well, this matter, it needs an in-depth study, a larger examination of all the concerned issues involved into this particular case. And therefore, a larger constitutional bench would be in a better position to consider the correctness or otherwise of the Tamil Nadu government's action.
So, in this particular case, what happens from here on in? The Supreme Court has now referred it to the Constitution Bench. Help viewers understand what happens once the referral has been made.
Now, what happens is that their forthwith release, immediate physical release coming out of the prison has been called. Now, 3 months' time has been given, as we find, for constitution of the bench, the Constitutional Bench. And I think that soon thereafter the Constitutional Bench will take its decision.
Okay. Mr. Menon, thank you very much for speaking to Headlines today and helping our viewers understand these legal issues. Siva Ramalingan is an activist and joins us on the phone line right now. Mr. Ramalingan, what is your initial reaction when you heard this decision by the court?
This is something which is really expected. After all, there's another case already pending, the Swami Sridananda's case, in which the court is agreed to have this matter referred to a larger bench. The Constitutional Bench will have to decide on this issue as such. But having said that, I feel that the state government and the governments have a power to remit sentences. Only sentencing is the judicial work. After the sentence, after the conviction, as far as remission is concerned, it would be in the prerogative of the governments, the state and the central government.
So, in this particular case, it seems a bit funny, doesn't it? Because Jayalalitha, on the one hand, says that she did give the centre time to consider or to reply to. She gave the CBI time to respond to her decision to release, but the CBI says that was just simply not enough time to take such a serious decision.
See, this is actually they only will have to be formally informed. There need not be any informed consent from the central government or the CBI. So the state government has the powers as far as I see it. So it was within her prerogative to have exercised that power, which was also indicated by the Supreme Court in the very same judgment.
And what confuses matters somewhat is that the only thing that's required according to the Criminal Procedure Code is a consultation. It doesn't require their consent. And in that sense, the final decision seems to vest with the Tamil Nadu government. However, there's a matter of procedure here which seems not to have been followed.
It was a decision taken in haste, that's all I could say. But otherwise, the power is, the state government has the power to remit.
All right. Sudha Ramalingan, an activist and lawyer, thank you very much for speaking to Headlines today. We understand that the mother of one of the convicts, Perari Valan, is speaking right now. Let's go across live.
என்ன பண்ணலாம் உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் நல்ல செய்தி சொல்லலான்னு தான் நான் நினைச்சேன். சொல்ல விடலையே 23 வருஷம்.
The mother of Perari Valan, who is one of the convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassin's case, is speaking.
எந்த தவறும் செய்யாம ஒரு இத்தனை ஆண்டு சிறை வாழ்க்கையா என் பையன் நல்லவனா இருந்ததே ஒரு தப்புன்ற மாதிரி தான் எனக்கு இப்போ ஒரு வருத்தம் உருவாயிருக்கு. அவன் வாழ்க்கையே போச்சு, இன்னும் கூட திருப்தி படலையே.
கட்சி பண்ண கொடுங்களேன், கட்சி பண்ண 3 மாசம் தள்ளி போயிருக்கும், அவ்வளவுதான். ஒண்ணும் இல்ல தம்பி வருவா.
என் குழந்தைய இப்படி இம்சை கொடுக்குறாங்க எனக்கு தெரியும்.
போதும், நிறுத்திக்கலாம். வாங்க 3 மாசம் வர
The mother of Perari Valan breaking down over there as she addresses the media. She was one of the lines that we could hear from her was to say that she wants to lead a normal life with her son. Pankaj Upadhyay joins us from outside the Supreme Court right now. Pankaj, help viewers understand the arguments that were put forward today by both sides' lawyers.
Pierre, first of all, let me look at the other aspects as well. Now that a constitutional bench has been formed, it is going to be quite some time before it comes out with a decision. For the benefit of the viewers, we would say that this constitutional bench is going to comprise of 5 members, and it is now going to take a larger view taking into consideration the past decisions of the apex body as well. Now, things that have been taken into account would be in cases of such seriousness where the crime has been committed against the country, where the CBI has been the investigative body, where the trial has been conducted under TADA and POTA. Is the state agency and the appropriate body, as the apex body had also termed, is it under the dutiful right to grant remission to the convicts? It was this very aspect under which Jayalalitha of the Tamil Nadu government had said that she was well within her rights to grant remission to these convicts. As far as the legal experts are concerned, they maintain when we are talking about a life imprisonment, it does mean, yes, that imprisonment for the person within the jail till his natural death. But then there are technical aspects. If a convict has spent more than 14 years, then remission can be granted by the state government. That is clearly written in the state manual as well. But then these are under certain technical aspects. But then this case is totally different. The Prime Minister of the country was assassinated. It was taken as an attack on the country as well. So this has never happened before. So this is the very seriousness of the case which has been taken into consideration. Whenever the judgment of this constitutional bench comes out, it is going to set a precedent. Legal experts say that all the past judgment of serious nature would be taken into consideration here before this decision is out, and it will draw a finality whether on such decisions the state government has the right to grant remission or whether